Well, silver. Or pink. Silver, dude. Nice. That's action.
Hey guys, Rick Denham here with Holy Moly Outdoors. It's a cool September evening and one of my favorite fisheries is finally kicking on. We really haven't had a ton of rain yet this later summer into fall, and because of that we're having some good salmon fishing out in Puget Sound. And right now coho fishing is on the docket. There's still some pinks out there, but the coho numbers are definitely picking up, and I wanted to show you guys a couple great rigs to help you be successful on the water. One of the things we're going to first start about is you need a good rod setup. And personally, my preference has been for the last few years is a Velocity. This is a 9-foot medium light, 6 to 15 pound. This is their Salmon Extreme series. I love this rod for everything. So versatile. Paired up with a good saltwater reel. This one's a Shimano TR100 and really successful with this setup. It's a nice limber downrigger rod and a lot of fun to play on some big coho. Once you get your rod selection set up, I'm running 15 to 20 pound mainline, usually 20 this time of year just because there's a lot bigger fish, especially if you're running to a king salmon. And we then choose after that a flasher. And a lot of the guys can go different routes. You can go Dodgers, you can go flashers, you can go 360 flashers, you can go inline flashers. Really is all preference, and personally I like the 360 style flashers with specialized tackle behind it. And so in the case that I like, I'm running the Extractor Flashers from Dick Knight Spoons, and what these do is you have a swivel end that goes through the two eyes, and this will slide up and down your line and really makes it a lot more enjoyable fight, and you have a less chance of that fish utilizing the flasher against you and being able to get the fish off. So I'm running these Dick Knight Extractor Flashers, and during the coho season these two colors seem to be really some of my top producers. The green haze and the purple haze are very solid. You can also run the colors like Red Racer. You can go others just a straight UV. Coho love flash and they love green UV, purple UV. UV is the key. So some kind of flasher with UV works great. Once you get past your flasher selection, you can then choose what you want to run behind it. And a lot of the times, for coho in particular, hoochie squids with a little bit of herring strip is phenomenally effective. So what I like to run this year in particular are these Olympic tackle squids, and they are absolutely money. This is the fat squid there, works really well to imitate that squid, and you can just throw in your double hook mooching rig setup, tip it with a piece of herring, that thing's ready to go. So I like to contrast match up when I'm running my flashers. So green haze, I'll throw this green squid together with it, and vice versa, purple haze with this. If you don't want to run a flasher and squid combo, you can run a flasher and spoon. With a flasher and squid though, you're going to have a little bit shorter leader to about 32 to 36 inches to give a lot more action to the bait behind it. If you're going to run something like a spoon, like a coho hit killer here, you're going to run these back about 40 to 46 inches to give yourself, because these put off more movement, it'll give you some good action. Now, that's not to say you can't start playing around with doing some other fun things. You have other baits you can run behind a Dodger or a flasher, or just by themselves. These smaller plugs, like these ones from Pogue, work really well to imitate the herring this time of year, or candlefish, needlefish schools that you'll run into that the coho are all over. You can also run something like one of these 3.0 cup plugs from Brad's Baits to really imitate that cup plug herring. Stuff it with scent, you can fill it in however you want to, run it by itself off a mooching rig, right off the back of the boat. You can run it behind a flasher, however you guys want to do it. This is a great tool to use. If I'm running a top line, let's say, fishing the top part of the water column, I'm always going to run one of these Coho Killer Wickeds. This is one of my favorite ways to do it, and if you guys have seen some of my videos previously, I've done really, really well on the top lines with this. So what I end up doing is rigging this with a double hook and tip it with a little bit of herring. Very effective. Fish just by itself. Don't even need to do anything too fancy, but this all in all will work great top lined just off the back of your prop wash if you really want to have some fun. Something else that I've come across just last year is these old goat lures, which are a 3D printed, really unique design to imitate a wounded bait fish. This one happens to be the OG2 to look like a crippled herring or even like a needlefish. So I'm really looking forward to trying those out, as well as there's a fatter version that looks like a herring. So there's a lot of different stuff out there, guys, but the main thing is having something with a lot of movement. You're trolling 2.5 to 3.0 to 3.5 pretty quick for these coho, and having bait and scent really helps key in these fish to your gear. So I'm running herring scent and sporting on the scent sticks. You can use smelling jelly, you can use a lot of different things. I like these because it stays on pretty well and really fishes throughout the time on the water. And really at the end of the day, having something with good quality gear, fishing well in the water column, over bait, you're going to find your coho. I really recommend having a good quality net on board. I got my Beckman always with me, so that way not missing any fish. And something that I've came across really to come into play in the last couple years is Rudder Flashers that are made by Silver Horde. You guys might recognize these big long triangles that guys see off the side of their boats when they're pulling up the riggers. These really help to give off a lot of extra flash in the water column and really help draw in fish from outside the boat. And then you have your gear in addition behind it. It just acts more like a school of bait fish, even more so than just your flasher alone. Pairing that up with a trolling snubber here, you're able to make a really cool combination that helps you fish more effectively. I actually have one rigged up over here. So you have your downrigger ball to your snubber to your flasher rudder, and then off the end of that is your clip itself. And that'll fish extremely well. It tracks really well in the water, and like I said, draws in a lot of fish. At the end of the day, coho fishing is so much fun. This is the time of year to fill your boat up full of fish, have a lot of fun because the bites can be hot and furious. Some good scent and following your tides, you guys will do really well in the water. So hope this helps. This is Rick down with Holy Moly Outdoors signing off. See you guys out in the water. Take care and fish on.